Next set of examples. So we'll look at reviewing factoring in trinomial form. So now we have 3 terms. All your terms need to be on one side of the equal sign. So the 18, I have to get brought over. And look at your last term, negative 18. What multiplies give you negative 18? You'd say 1 and 18. Well, one of these has to be negative. I'll just leave that right now. 2 and 9. 6 and 3. Which of these pairs could add to give you a 3? Well, x plus 6, x minus 3. Multiply them, you get negative 18. Add them, you get 3. Use your 0 property. X plus 6 equals 0. X equals negative 6. X subtract 3 equals 0. X equals 3. So those are your 2 solutions. Over here, everything is on one side of the equal sign. We look to see if there's a common term. And there is. Or a common factor, and that's 2. Well, I'll take it as negative 2. So my first step now is to divide everything by negative 2. P squared plus 10p subtract 24. Now the next step, what are 2 factors of negative 24 to add to give me 10? And 2 and 12. So if I had a positive 12 and a negative 2, they would multiply to give me a negative 24, but add to give me a positive 10. Now, sometimes students ask, does it matter if I put the 12 here or the 2 there? No, that does not matter. Your answers are still going to work out to be the same. You'll still get 2 as an answer. And you would still get negative 12 as an answer. Last 2 examples. We'll factor trinomials when there's a number in front of a, so that's the only difference here. Well, a number other than 1. So first step stays the same. Bring everything over to one side of the equal sign. Now you have a number here that's not 1. So the method I'm going to show you is factoring by decomposition. First step is take your first number, multiply it to your last number. I'll just do that here on the side. So 6 times negative 10, negative 60. So this is the factoring part we need to do. We look at negative 60, and we look at our middle number. So what are 2 factors of our middle number? 2 factors of the number we multiplied to give us our middle number. So our 2 factors are negative 60. They add to give us negative 11. And 15 and 4. So if you had a negative 15 and a positive 4, they would multiply to give you the negative 60. And remember, you get the negative 60 by multiplying your first number and the last. And they would add to give you your middle number. So rewrite your equation now. You're not going to put 11x anymore. You're going to, well, it's still going to be 11x, but it's going to be in a slightly different form. So if you carried out the subtraction here, it would still be 11x. And then we put brackets around the first two numbers and the last two numbers. And a common mistake made by students is not to put the addition sign here in the middle. You have to put the addition sign in, because all you're doing, you're just isolating this variable, these two together, and you're isolating these. Now look for a common factor inside. So the same steps as is in the first video. You have 6 and 15, common factor of 3, x squared and x, common factor of x. 6 divided by 3 is 2, x squared divided by x is x. 15 divided by 3 is 5, x divided by x is gone. It's just a 1. Now 2 will go into 4 and 10. There is no common variable. There's just an x here and neither x on that side. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. X. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And if you've done this right, you should have your brackets working out to exactly the same. So write down the numbers you have outside. 3x plus 2 in one set of brackets, and then you just take one of these. And now solve using zero property. 3x plus 2 equals 0. I'm going to bring the 2 over. 3x equals negative 2, or x equals negative 2 over 3. And here, 2x subtract 5 equals 0. 2x equals 5. X equals 5 over 2. We'll do the same over here. So we bring everything here over. We then carry out. Now, to solve this, this is not a 1 in front, so we have to do our next step. Well, you should look see if you can divide everything here by common factor, and you can't. So your next step now is say 8 times 15. So 8 times 15 is 120. Two factors of 120 that add to give you negative 22. Well, 10 times 12 gives you 120. If both were negative, they could add to give you a negative 22. So 8x squared minus 10x. And subtract 12x plus 15. We're going to put brackets on our first two terms and last two terms. So 8x squared minus 10x. And what I said was always keep an addition sign, at least in this step, in the middle. And negative 12x plus 15 equals 0. I should have that there as well. Then we're going to factor inside each set of brackets. Here I can take out a common factor of 2x. Here I can take out a common factor. Now, when there's a negative in front like this, factor out the negative. So I take out a negative 3. So negative 12 divided by negative 3 is a positive 4. 15 divided by 3 is a negative 5 equals 0. If I didn't factor out the negative, then I would get the same numbers in both sets of brackets. So what you have remaining is 2x minus 3. And 4x minus 5 is in both brackets here, so we can factor it there. So you have 2x minus 3 equals 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0. 2x equals 3. X equals 3 over 2. 4x equals 5. And x equals 5 over 4. So those are our two roots, or x-intercepts.